Hi, welcome to Couples Therapy Bites.
I'm Steven.
I'm Erin.
And today we had a question from a viewer that said, what do you do if your partner is depressed? And this is not an uncommon occurrence.
It's
for
happened
partners.
for us.
Yeah,
Both ways.
It really has.
More
Where one
than
of
once.
us has been suffering with a bout of depression, and it's really hard to know how to help your partner. It feels very isolating and lonely. And so we just had some thoughts that we wanted to share with you. But I think probably first we should define
What is depression?
what is depression. That is right. And so maybe a quick and easy way to do it is a consistent and persistent feeling of being blue or sad.
Lack of motivation.
Yeah, lack of motivation to like to go to work, to engage with other people,
To exercise, to do anything that you used to do suddenly
Right.
doesn't really feel.
Yeah, the loss of enjoyment in
Yes.
things that you generally enjoyed doing, having trouble sleeping or sleeping too much are also symptoms of depression. And so those aren't all of them, but those are some things. Like if that is something that you see your partner struggling with, then
That's what I was
maybe
just
they're
going to
depressed.
say. I know for me, I have a hard time recognizing for myself when I'm depressed until I'm not feeling so depressed anymore. I'm like, oh man, I think I was having a really
Yeah,
hard season a
sure.
couple months back. But
Totally.
from a partner perspective, I immediately get that sense from Steven, like something's off.
Uh-huh.
We're in a different space.
Yeah.
So I liked how you said that.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of depression either. Like we're human beings, it happens.
It can be hard as a couple not to take it personally too. Like Steven's
Right.
depression is about me, or if I were
Sure,
something,
yeah,
he wouldn't
like-
be depressed.
Yeah, they're not happy because they're not happy with me.
But it really is just a natural
Yeah,
part.
it's chemical reaction to life circumstances and all that
Absolutely.
kind of stuff. So, so what do you do? What do you do when you're struggling with depression?
Or when your partner is.
Or when your partner is struggling with depression. And I think that a helpful thing to do is to think of what we call the menu of five. And this is something that I got from a friend of mine, Dr. Randall Wrights, and he talked about the menu of five, which would be medication, counseling, physical activity, creativity, or spirituality. And all of these things have been found to help people who are depressed not be depressed. And so the question being, if you think about the menu of five, are there things that you're already engaged in? So maybe you work out consistently. Great. Keep working out. That really helps depression. But maybe you're not seeing a therapist. Maybe you could consider seeing a therapist. Maybe there's some medication options you could consider.
I was recently discussing this with a support group I was leading, and someone said, I don't take medication, but I'm pretty consistent with my vitamins, or I really like essential oils. So
Right.
it doesn't have to be you go to a doctor and get
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
a prescription.
psychotropic drugs. But the idea is not to engage in all five on the menu, but to engage in 2 or 3 of them. So if maybe you're spiritual, maybe you meditate, or maybe you go to church or something like that. Well, keep doing that. Maybe you are also very creative. Maybe you like to play music, or you like to do art, or
You love to cook fancy dinners.
yeah, keep doing that. So keep doing those 2 things, but maybe
And-
you don't exercise, or you don't go to therapy, or you don't do medication. So try to pick up one of those things.
And when the thing that you are already doing, really give yourself a lot of credit for.
Yeah,
Like take
yeah.
the time and say, I'm doing this.
I'm working hard. Yeah.
Yes, because we struggle with that as a couple, as a people in general, I think. Like really taking a moment to say thank you, self,
Right.
for this thing you're doing.
And so I guess the exercise here is if you feel that your partner is struggling with depression, or maybe you feel like you're struggling with depression and you want your partner's help, sit down and have a conversation about the menu of 5. Again, medication, counseling, physical activity, creativity, and spirituality. Name the ones that you are doing, and then try to add one.
And let this be, this is a delicate thing to bring up. So this can be like hey, I know this exercise we can do. This is something I think we're doing really well. This is something I think you're doing really well. And this is something I would really like for us to do together.
Yeah. And so try to be as much a part of these things as you can.
Absolutely.
But maybe that will help you and your partner at least begin to have the conversation.
Yes.
And this is something that we both have struggled with depression at different points in our lives, and I think that these are the helpful things that have helped us be able to come out of that.
And we've seen it work with other people also.
Yeah, and so we think that it can work for you too. So if you have any questions about the Menu of Five, or if you have some stories you'd like to share with us about being able to have this conversation with your partner and how it went, please comment below. We really would love to hear from you. And yeah, share the video, like the video, and again, don't be shy. Subscribe.
We'll see you next time.